Hello everyone and welcome to So Many Games So Little Time. My name is Joachim and today we will be playing the solo mode of Ultimate Voyage, final quest of the treasure fleet. Now, this is at this moment an active Kickstarter. So I played this about half a year ago and then we played with 4 players and I was quite intrigued at that point. I had no idea even back then that there was a solo mode, but there is. So now I'm excited to give this a try because most of my games I play solo, honestly. So it's the latest version of the game, super updated and everything. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. So in the solo mode, you are Zheng He himself, this guy, and you are facing Niccolo de Conti. The game ends when either Zheng He dies, which I hope he doesn't, or we reach round 9, where we'll do one more turn and then the game will end. So all the other end game scoring possibilities or whatever factors in the regular game, they don't apply here. You also probably notice already there are no upgrades here. So basically, whenever Zheng He, so myself, whenever I can upgrade, I just get either to upgrade my ship or to upgrade my, or to get a ship, basically, get a new ship or upgrade my ship. And for Niccolo de Conti, once he reaches 5 profit, he gets a ship. And then at the other times when he can upgrade, he will just upgrade his cards that you see here. And talking about upgrades, I don't know why my cards are already upgraded. They're not supposed to. So I'm supposed to flip these over because I do not start with massively upgraded cards, obviously. So what else is new? Well, the Conti's endgame victory points, they're calculated based on his position on the profit track, plus victory points from the story track, and 1 victory point for each porcelain he possesses at the end of the game. Now you can see he doesn't start with any resources. This is the supply, okay? This is not his supply. So he doesn't earn prestige points, fulfill objective cards, or build the Porcelain Tower. You win if Zheng He's victory points is higher than the Conti's when the game ends. So I know I put some stuff here, like technically his marker shouldn't be there. So I guess I can remove him. And also his tower shouldn't be there. But, you know, just for the aesthetics, I'll just leave it there because it looks nice. But yeah, apparently he's not going to build it. So he doesn't really care about that. So setup basically is the same as a 4-player game with some changes. Some objective cards are removed. Some encounter cards are removed. And just these are randomly chosen. Normally you would go 1, 2, 3. If you play with 4 players or well, 2 or more, I should say. But now it's just purely random. There are no bonus tokens. I already spoke about that. They're gone. So for the Conti, basically 5 profit points. He will get an extra ship. 7 will be sail. 8 trade and 10 explore, where he upgrades his cards. Trade goods, as you can see, are already open. No need to go there and check what it is. You know where it is. I can immediately go wherever what I need. I can quickly go and get it. And then the game ends. I already talked about that as well. You can also see Niccolo de Conti, he doesn't start in Nanjing. He never starts in Nanjing, actually. You roll the Sun die, which is the burgundy one. You roll that, and depending on the results, he will start in specific places. Like -2, he'll start in East Africa, Malindi. -1, Mogadishu. 0, Mecca. 1, Aden. And 2, Hormuz. So as you can see, I rolled a 0 because he's starting in Mecca. So he only uses 3 action cards. You can see it is sail, trade, and explore. And also sail will always have a strength of 1, trade always 4, explore always 5. That's why I have these 3 dice. These dice are not part of the game. I do this all the time for many games just to try and force myself to remember things that otherwise I might forget. And this is just one of those things. I'm sure after a couple of rounds I won't need it anymore, but it's just good to get my brain started. Okay, these dice do not come with the game. All right, so then of course he can use the same action more than once, just like me, but then the strength will be 0. All right, I also took character card, encounter card number 37 and put it underneath here. You also have the dials here, and whatever dial is rolled, you will put the value closest to the card. So basically face down. Oh, faced down. Yeah. Then he doesn't start with any resources in round 1. I said it already, actually. He is always first player. he does all his 3 actions before I get to do my turn. So basically 3 actions for him, 3 for me, 3 for him, 3 for me, and so on. And then there's an action matrix, basically like a flow chart that I'll be following to see what he does and when he does it. Okay, so what is different for me? Of course, I'm Zheng He. As you know, I started in Nanjing, that's the same thing. And before we roll, I have to choose a character. Like, as you can see, I chose the commander. I'll explain later why. So I start with him, the resources and everything that comes with the board. But all the other boards are here because when this round is over, the commander is going to go away and I will choose one of the remaining 5. In the next round, I will choose one of the remaining 4. The next round, one of the remaining 3, and so on. And all these characters have special powers. So that's why I chose a commander and not the others, because I feel like his starting power can help me with some things, but I will give more explanation about that once the game starts. Okay, so basically it's called the character match rotation. And after round 6, when all of them have been used, you just reset it and you can choose again from all the 6 available ones. Okay, so that's basically it. When you choose a new character mat, you will transfer all the previously built structures and accumulated resources to the new mat, and you use only the abilities from the new character. So basically the downside of me starting with the commander is he has less porcelain, because I could start with someone who has like tons of resources and then move on from there. That might actually be a better idea. But still, I want to build while I'm in Nanjing. So yeah, that's what I'm going to go for. That's the reason why I'm starting here. So let's talk about the flow chart then. So I'm not going to go over the typical rules of the game because there's already videos about that and I want to keep this as concise as possible. Obviously, I will be telling you what I'm doing as I'm playing. I'm just not going to explain for half an hour before I actually start. I realize I've already been talking for 10 minutes, but I'll try to avoid 30 minutes. So this is my phone. And as you can see on my phone, I have the flow chart, first action, second action, and then third action with some added details. So it's very concise. For example, the first action simply says, are there any trade, so yellow, or sale, green, knowledge tokens at the current ports? So he is in Mecca, and he's looking here. So Nicolo, because he's always first player, he's looking here. Yes, there is 1 yellow, and there are 2 green knowledge ones. So the answer is yes. So we go down. He's going to do the explore action. Now, before we do any of those actions, actually, we have to roll the dice. I almost forgot. And also, we should check what these things do so we know what we're in for. So here we go. So this is all very positive. Okay, so 2. So that'll be +2 and +2. So turn it the correct way. And then we have another 2. There we go. Once again, +2. And then we have +1. A very positive start to the proceedings. Explore. Attempts to gain the maximum number of knowledge tokens with the lowest value deity dial, prioritizing trade, then sale only. So of course, with the sale and trade has to do with the tokens that we're trying to get. So he's going to do knowledge. He's going to do explore, what am I saying? And using the lowest deity dial. So the lowest one is 1. So that's 1 + 5 is 6. He is not in Nanjing, so he doesn't get +2. He has 6. So when we take a look here, you can see we have a strength of 6, right? 5 + 1, 6. So that's not enough for 7. So we look at 4. So he can take 2 cubes. So out of the cubes, he will prioritize trade first, which is yellow. So he's just going to get 1 yellow and 1 green. So 1 yellow and 1 green. So that goes to him. Put it here. And then he also get 1 story point. But I forget, does he take story points? I thought he didn't. So, no, he does get story points. Yeah, he does get story points. So he will put the first one here in Arabia. But he needs to have 3 before he actually starts scoring points. Okay, that's it. So that's his first action. And then it also says, can we acquire any non-animal trade goods as a free action? No. Can we sail to a port with affordable non-animal trade goods as 2 free actions? No, because we don't have the cubes for it. So basically, I got the 2 cubes now, and I could actually use them. If I use the yellow one, I could do trade for a strength of 1. If I use the green one, I could do sail for the strength of 1. Now, obviously, those are not strong enough. I cannot go through here because, well, he cannot go through here because it's yellow, and right now it's yellows are very expensive. It's 2 to pass, but the blues are only 1 because of the wind, the wind strength, so to speak. So then he can't really do that, and even if he could get to Aden with this trade value of 1, he could only get nothing because this is 2, this is 4, 6, 7, so it's not worth it. So basically he would just get these cubes and then keep them and not move forward, but then he'll do his second action, which will be trade. So he attempts to gain trade goods that provides the highest profit points with the lowest value daily dial. Use porcelain if necessary. So it's obviously going to be a 2, and his value is 4, so it's a strength of 6. And he's looking at all these icons here, because if you look at trade, he's trying to get 1 from each port of his ship. So he only has 1 ship, so 1 port. So he is going to get, what is he going to get? He is going to get the highest profit point. So profit is red, so it's a tie, 2, 2, so he's going to spend 4. So technically he doesn't even need the daily dial. He's going to spend 4 and get one of these. So that goes here, and then he basically goes forward twice here. There we go. Can we afford any regular trade goods at the current ports? Yes. Acquire the goods that offer the higher profit points. Proceed to sale action. Okay, that was easy. And at this point you might have wondered already, like, why did we not check allegiance here? That's because the Conti doesn't care about politics. He never rolls for anything. That is something for us to do. All right, so then his third action, can we take any sail action? Yes, we can, because, well, it's 3, but we can because he has to sail in through here. And as you can see here, sail, because we're at the blue round color now, it costs 2 to pass through, so he can get to Aden fairly easily. It says attempt to sail as far from the original port as possible. So yeah, if it is no, then it has to do with trade, and then so on and so on and so on. So the Conti does have a couple of rules. So I'll read those out now. He never sails into a storm or to Nanjing. He won't sail against the monsoon wind unless it's the only direction in which a sail action is possible, like now. Always moves the ship that is further ahead if there are multiple ships, even after the sail card is upgraded. Move the flagship if both ships are at the same port. Always sail toward lower numbered ports until the flagship reaches Champa, which is all the way in the front, number 1. Afterwards, they all sail toward the higher number ports. Okay. Sail to a port with higher value regular trade goods when more than 1 destination is possible. At this point, there's only 1 destination possible, so obviously he's going to Aden. And also, the first time our flagships meet, the Conti will get 1 porcelain, and I will resolve this character card here, encounter card, sorry. If the meeting occurs as a result of Zheng He's sail action, do not resolve any other encounter cards. Okay. So basically, he is going to sail. His power of sail is 3. So he spends 2 to get to Aden, basically. And that's it. He cannot go anywhere else because this goes down, this goes up. And here in Calicut, there is one thing missing there, as you can see. That was handled in the errata. It says, what is that supposed to be? It's also supposed to be a yellow line, yellow arrow, and a blue arrow. So basically, he's stuck here because it's really expensive to go anywhere. So that's just going to be Aden, honestly. All right, so that's very simple. So that means his sail action is now done, and his 3 actions are done. So he can reset. His cards stay the same, by the way. So they never, the order of the cards never change or whatsoever. Okay, so then it's my turn. So why did I, as Zheng He, why did I choose my commander? Okay. By the way, I'm going to try to avoid calling Nicolo Zheng He. I know I'm him, I'm not him, but it might happen. So why did I choose this guy? I chose this guy because he starts with +2 to construction. And the first time we played, I made the mistake of not building the kiln and the barracks, so to train troops and to get porcelain, because you do want those items to be kind of flowing in, because it's important to have them, basically. So as my first action, I have it already all the way here, so it's already 5, my construction. So it's 5 plus 2, basically. So I can take this one, for example. So 5 plus 2 is 7, plus 2 in Nanjing is 9. So I don't even know if I don't need 9. So I'll just do 2 and take the 1 instead. So it's actually 5 plus 1 is 6, plus 2 is 8, and I'll do a double construction. So I'll build 2. For the people who have watched John Gets Games, that's exactly what he did with his commander. So I took a note out of his book. But he only played 1 round, so it's not like I can copy him into eternity. So I'm actually going to do it slightly different. I think I'm going to use them both on porcelain instead of dividing them, because I have very little porcelain, only 3, and I have a lot of troops. So I'm just going to do it like this, 2 of them here. So every round I'll get 2 porcelain, and just down the line I need to build another one to get. But then you have to build on my board. Then I just have to do the construction action and make sure I build it on my board, so it won't be on the game board, as it were. Because if you build it on the game board, you will get +2 to actions that you do there. So basically that's my first action in Nanjing. That is a construction. So that was that. So the combat is done. I'll just leave it on here so we can see it's used. Normally you do like this, but you know, it is what it is. So then we do the second action. So my second action will be, I need to sail for sure to go to Champa. Actually, you know what? I'm going to slightly change what I did because I can always scout. And if I scout, I can see the allegiance of ports in the same area, right? So, or adjacent region. Same region is 1, adjacent region is 2. Never mind, Champa is not in the same region, so that costs 2. So I'll just leave this one right here. Another thing though, I forgot to put a cube of good Sir Nicolo here on Mecca to show that if I want to get story cubes there, it's 1 more expensive thanks to him. So now as my second action, I could actually build again. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it again. So this is actually 0 now, but I can do +2. So it becomes 2. Nanjing +2, so it's 4. So I'll build another one here. So now I've got a lot of buildings there, and I'm happy with that. So then I have 1 more. I think we're going to be sailing then. So I'm going to use my +2 with sail, which is at 3, so that gives me 5. There's no real rush. With 5, I can actually scout and see if Champa likes me or not. I think that might be good. Okay, one thing that I have forgotten is through the storms. I have to check these things. I forgot. Through the storms. Place your cube on this card when you perform a sail action through a storm without the track. Without losing it, I guess. Is it a minus? Yeah, I guess without losing it. Claim this card when you accomplish twice. Okay, so far there's no storms, so it doesn't matter. Storms come here. South Sea Depots. Place your cube on this card if you have constructed 1 in the regions. So I haven't constructed anything. I mean, I constructed it, but it's just on my board. So this and this region. So I can still try and do it. If I have 1 in each, I get the card. And then collector. Place your cube on this card if you have collected 5 trade goods depicted by different icons. Claim this card if you have collected 6. So basically trying to get trade goods. So I have 5, so I'm going to spend 2 to check the allegiance of Champa. And to check the allegiance, we have to roll, and that is this die. So it can go all the way to -2. I hope it's not -2 because then they're hostile. It is, of course, -2. Yes. I just jinxed it the moment I said it. So -2, we're putting this. So if I go there, they'll simply attack me. And I won't have him anymore next round. So I won't be as strong. But then again, they are not that strong anyway, because they have 2 plus rolling the die, right? Rolling this die. So it can go up to 5. I do have a lot of troops, so if we're fighting, I could still go there technically. But I have 3 left now. And I have to spend 1 to pass, plus a half to pass. It's 1.5. So I can sail to here. That will cost me 2. And these trade ones are pretty okay. So that will be 1.5, 2. I can just go all the way down here for 2.5, because this has 3. It's also nice. There's more tokens here. I'm going to go here. So 1 for crossing the line, and a half for just moving to a new area. So 1.5, and then 2. And then we have to roll again to see if these people like me. Champa hates me, but maybe Ayutthaya likes me more. 1. And they do like me more. Yes. Good, good, good. Nice. Nice. So, all right. Okay. Also, the storms, they only come out at certain rounds, right? Because now we're in round 1 and it's blue. In round 2, the candle thing happens, and we roll the die to see if we lose prestige, I believe. And then number 3, there's a storm. Number 4, there's a storm. Number 5, more goods. Number 6, roll again. Number 7, storm. Number 8, storm. Number 9, goods again, right? And now that Champa is actually unhappy with me, I'm going to put a cube here to signify that I cannot buy these trade goods. Now, I could just flip them over, but then I don't know what's available anymore. So now this way I know that I can't buy it, but I can still see what's there. And also, actually, when I did my ability here, I had 2 because it was 0. But then I have an extra 2 from here always. So that I would have had 6 actually. Not that it matters, because the remaining 2, I guess I could have used as a scout, but it's okay. It's not really that important. Another important detail is here with the Champa, that if I were to arrive now, they will not immediately attack me. It's only when you arrive unannounced and roll a -2, then the next round they will attack you. But if you arrive at a port that has -2, they will not instantly attack you, because you can do diplomacy and so on, or you can also attack them, obviously. But you can also use diplomacy to lift it up, because you're not surprising them, and I guess you use sweet talk to get there. But yeah, that is basically my first turn. So the first round is over. So we move on to the second round. And then we have this little icon here. And that means that we have to roll for Zheng He to see how his health is doing. And then we also have to roll for prestige and to see if we lose points or not, which is kind of useless because I don't have any points yet. Okay, so first of all, we look at the background color. So the background color here was blue. So that means that the blue arrows for sailing is basically very cheap. Now it's going to be gray, which basically means that when we sail, then it's going to be 1-1 to go in any direction, right? Then also Zheng He's health. So we did already. Then number 2 here is Zheng He's health. So we are going to roll the 8-sided star die, which is this one, right? Yes. So then we'll see how he is faring. So we're going to roll for his health with this die, because this one does not have a 0. So he's definitely going to move either 1, 2, or 3. 1 only, so he's still pretty healthy. Actually, I guess he just has a slight runny nose. So he's fine. And then, by the way, historical note, it is believed that Zheng He passed away in Calicut during his final voyage at the age of 62. At the moment, I am 41, so I think we've got time. So then we have the progress on the Mongol campaign. So we will see what the Mongols do. So we'll adjust each player's prestige points, but you can't go negative. So, if a player does not have enough prestige points to lose, or if they choose not to lose, they may sacrifice 1 portion or 1 troop for each point they would have lost. So you still have to pay. So even though, alright then. But it can also be positive though. If it's positive, we get it. If it's minus, we lose it. At the moment, we have 0 prestige. So please be positive. 1. Yes. Cool. Yay, we get 1 prestige. Thank you, Mongols. I guess we are stopping them a little bit. And that's it for this round. So now we can continue with the man, the myth, Niccolo de Conti. with his. No. We cannot continue yet. We have to do the steps. Administration. So we did number 1. We did number 2. Number 3 means round 2, 4, 6. So normally we change the player order, but it doesn't matter because Niccolo is always first. He's like that. Number 4 is then if the allegiances, they go down, and also where the places where there is no cube, they get 1. So here it means that if there's no ship next to a port where there is allegiance, where it's like a tribute and so on, that hasn't happened yet, so we can ignore it. Second one is that we add a cube where there's a cube missing, but at the moment there are no cubes available. The only 2 are here, and he has them, so cannot replenish them at all. Then we have number 5 is where we will roll the dice again, the daily dice, so all 3 of them. So let's see, positive, please. Okay, -2, -2, and 3. -2, -2, and 3. Okay, and but I also have to choose my character. Actually, when do I choose my character? Because if I have to choose it before I roll, because that's kind of important. Let's take a look before rolling the dice. Okay, all right. So I guess the roll is nullified. So I do have him at the moment, right? So I'm going to get some income. So let's take a look at what my other options are. So he is now temporarily used, so I'm going to put him there. By the way, on the back of the boards, you always have a lot of information of what they do and their past and everything. So it's nice. So we've got the diviner. So basically I can re-roll a die, which is nice. But now, right now I'm looking at trading and everything. So that would be cool. Here she can use a troop for free. This one is +1 to sailing. I don't really need that yet. This is +2 to diplomacy. That can actually be nice because this one is at 1, so I can convince them to join me. And then I can get story points and stuff like that. And they'll like me. So that's also good. And then also this one, of course, that is trade. I like that too. Now I haven't done diplomacy yet. And these 2 cards are going to go to the front. So I think I should go for maybe diplomacy. I haven't done trade either. Trade is also going to be, trade is going to be okay. So I'm going to do the interpreter. I'm going to go diplomacy. So these all go to the side. This goes here. These porcelain ones go there, here, and then we roll again. It's also the question, of course, like how much, what do I want from the dice actually? Of course, as high as possible. Oh, it's worse. It's worse. It's -2, that -2. This is just karma because I didn't get it correct the first time. That's what I'm calling it. I'm calling it karma. Oh, I sailed. Wasn't I supposed to do an encounter card? Yes. Yes. So basically it was alliance, where I am now at Ayutthaya. So basically if I rejected, it would have gone down -1. If I accepted, I had to do diplomacy, which is perfect because that's what I chose. And then I'll get a bunch of stuff. So obviously I'm going to keep alliance, and this just perfect match actually. I should have remembered it, but yeah, like I said, it's been a while. It's going to be like that for a little bit. Luckily I have Leonard on speed dial, so to double check everything, and hopefully it'll be flawless from here on out. Okay, so I've chosen my guy. So we've rolled the dice as well. Then I have to reorder my cards. So basically I have to first do this. This is +2, the only positive thing. Ugh. This is -2. And this one is also -2. Horrible, horrible, horrible. But it also means it's horrible for him, of course. And Niccolo, as far as I know, does not have any mitigating things that he can do. So -2. Okay, so I have to reorder. So I had combat and I had sail. So it goes like this. So I think I will put combat at the beginning because I don't need that immediately. So that's fine. So that's done. And then I get income. So I get 2 porcelain and 1 troop. Okay. All right. So luckily these don't have there's no cap to how much porcelain and troops I can have. Okay. Okay. So then it's time for Niccolo de Conti, the man, the myth, to do his second turn. So following the flow chart, it says that are there any trade or sale knowledge tokens at the current port? Yes, there are 2 and 3. Well, 2 and 2 actually. Attempts to gain the maximum number of knowledge tokens with the lowest value daily dial. prioritizing trade, then sale only. So that doesn't mean that you use the lowest dial. It means you use the lowest one that's sufficient to get the most of them that you need. So basically, you use the one that gets you the highest one without wasting anything. So, for example, if you could get 7, you would go for 7 and not for 8, because 8 would be wasting 1. So he has 5, so he could get to 7, so he would use the +2. So that's 7, and that would get him 3 cubes basically. And since he prioritizes trade, he's going to get the 2 yellow ones and 1 green. So he's going to get 3 cubes. And because he gets 3 cubes, that also gets him 1 story point. So, and that is in Aden. And Aden is this one. So it becomes very expensive now for other people to do story points there. Okay. So then is, can we acquire any non-animal trade goods as a free action? Yes, he can. He can spend 2 of them to get this one. There we go. And that puts him 1 up. He's still up 1 because I'm basically redoing this because I misunderstood something. So yes, he still gets that point. And then can we sail to a port? So this is sail, right? Can we sail to a port with affordable non-animal trade goods as 2 free actions? I don't think so. We can sail there, but then we can't do any actions there. So I think that's a no. And then that's it basically. To proceed to trade action. Okay. So that's the second action then. So his second action is attempts to get trade goods where he is that provides the highest profit points with the lowest value daily dial. That's easy this time because they're both -2. So it's 4 -2. So he has 2. There's nothing he can do. So if it's no, then they talk about different types of trading goods that we can't do. So no. Forfeit the trade and get 2 porcelain. Because you look at the conversion rate, which you can see on the scout chart, and there it says 2, value of 2 action, you get 2 of those. So then we move on to sail. So with sail, it is actually 1 -2, so the action is 0. Can we sail? No. Can we take another trade action with the strength of 0? Could just be -2 again, so no. Forfeit the sail action with the lowest value daily dial to gain porcelain. But in this case, can you get it if it's negative? So yes, even with -1, he still gets 1 because it's less than 2. So -1 is less than 2, so bang. All right, then it's my turn. So I have to do this alliance thing first. So I have to do diplomacy, which is at the moment is a strength of 4. And their alliance has a strength of 3, but we also have to roll, if I'm not mistaken, to check that. Yep, as you can see on the diplomacy, it says here, card. When you do it against a card, it's that plus the sun die. So it can be maximum of +2. So it can reach 5. So I already have 4. So I'm going to have to use the positive +2. Otherwise, I might not make it. So, although I can always spend some to influence it, but it's okay. I'm going to use it the way it is. Oh, but I have +2 already from here. So actually, I have 4. +2 is 6. +2 is 6. But I have to use a sundial. If I do -2, I'm back down to 4. But then I can spend porcelain to potentially beat it. But I have to have more than it. So, for example, if they manage to get a 5 and I only have a 4, I need to spend 3 porcelain to win. I can do that. Okay, so I'm going to do a -2 to my diplomacy. So, but then actually I can make it tributary. So maybe I should put it to the maximum. That will get me more stuff. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to do +2. Do +2. So it's 4 +2 is 6 +2 is 8. So then we're going to roll this die. Here we go. So it's 3 +0. So that's good, it's just 3. So basically with my 8, I have 5 left. But I do it, I get 1 prestige, which is nice. Then I also get, the affiliation becomes 2, unless it's 3. So it's up to 2 now. There we go. Prestige point +1, I did it already, and wild knowledge tokens +2. So basically, whenever I want to do one of those free actions, when I explore, I now have 2 wild tokens, which is nice. And that's it. So then I have 5 left for diplomacy. So I can use that against the port. So basically, the strength of Ayutthaya is 3 because it has the knowledge token strength printed on the board, which is 3. So that's the strength. I don't have to roll anything. I just have to make sure that I have a strength of 4 because I'm trying to get to 3. And the difference between 3 and 2 is only 1. Now, if it had all the way down to -2, it would have been way more expensive. But now all I need is 4, and I have 5 left. So with that 5 left, I can easily do that and get my first story points. So I take my cube. This goes here. Boom. Yeah. And then I also get 1 prestige and 1 story in mainland Southeast Asia. And then I can also put it over here to signify that I got a story point there in Ayutthaya. Okay, so I have 1 left. I could do scouts in the same region, but there's not really anything I want to check. Okay, so that was pretty good for 1 turn. So now the other ones are both -2. So if I explore, I can get the cubes, but it's 5, but it's 5 -2, which brings it all the way down to 3. So I can still get 1 more, so I can get 2 cubes. So that'd be nice. So I think I'll do it like that, even though I feel like it's kind of a waste because of these -2s. These -2s are horrible. But -2, so 5 -2 is 3. So I have 3 left, and I need to have 1 to be able to make it worth it. And explore, to increase explore, you need to spend troops. So I spend 1 troop to get +1 in explore. So yeah. Yes, that's correct. So now I have 4, so I get 2 cubes and 1 story point. So this goes up again, and I get to take 2 cubes, and they're attached to the actions, right? I can boost my actions with them. I can even upgrade the actions as well. So I do like trade because it gets me off the tracks. So I'm definitely going to get 1 trade. Then it's either diplomacy or combat. So I think I'm going to go for diplomacy. Yeah, I'm going to go for diplomacy. So these 2 are mine now. And I think that is the end. I could now do like a free action, but there's no points to it. So that's done. Then I have 1 more -2. Trade is at 3. If I do -2, I have 1. And then to boost trade, it's porcelain. So I can get up to 2, maybe 3 to boost my prestige a bit more. But that's actually, you know what? I'll do that. So his trade is -2, so I'm down to 1. But then I actually do diplomacy again though. No, there's no point. Okay, so anyway, trade is 3, -2 is 1. And then I spend 3 porcelain to do +2. So that gives me 4 trade. Is it 4? No. 3 minus 1, that gives me 3 trade because I can get either the elephant or the peacock. So I'm going to get the peacock because that gives me 2 prestige, while the elephant only gives me 1. So this is spent. So this goes here. So I go up 2, which means I have an upgrade. So I can upgrade an action or I can get a second ship. Now obviously, with a second ship, it would be great if I was able to split my sail action among those 2 ships. But at this point, I cannot. And also the cubes I have also nothing to do with sail, because sail is green. So, because most of these have to do that the upgrade version is mostly you can then use it for multiple ships. What am I going to do? I think I'm going to upgrade sail first, and then later I can, and it also makes it easier to sail and move around. So I'm going to upgrade sail first, and then later on I can do that. So that's my upgrade. I upgrade sail. Okay, so those are my actions. Yeah, I'm done. I forgot to give myself an extra point because of the diplomacy, because every time you go up 1 spot, you get 1. And I also forgot to give me an extra story point here because of the same reason. The port strength was 3, so I got 1 story point. So I'm pretty good here already. I'm almost at the 4 that's needed to score those. I already have 2, but I want to have 4, of course. All right, So that was my turn, done. And then I didn't sail this time, so I don't get to get an encounter card or whatever. So that's too bad. Anything here that I've done? No, I need to have 5. I only have 1. If I constructed something in somewhere, no, maybe next turn. And through the storms, there's no storm yet. So no, none of that has happened. So then it's time to do this again. We move forward to the 3rd round. So now it is yellow weather. And we're also going to be seeing the storm in action. So this is the storm. Normally it's standing upwards, but it's easier to be like this so you guys see where the storm is. And then I will very quickly tell you how this storm reacts. Storm occur in the Indian Ocean, so basically the left ocean, not the right ocean. And basically it is any open space in the corresponding ocean to remind players. So basically the storm just happens all over the Indian Ocean. So we just put it here so we know there's a storm. So it will affect everyone. Then the next step is, well, that's everything there. Then turn order doesn't apply. Then if there's no ship, your affiliation goes down, but it doesn't apply because ship is there, so nothing happens there. Also, we will be replenishing spots. We can now because 2 cubes have been spent. Start with the port with the lowest token and you refresh one. So this one comes here and this one then goes here. Lowest numbers. Okay, done. Then the next one is we will roll the dice, but before that I have to choose a new person. So we have to move everything over again. So what I want to do is I want to build, but actually at this point I want to keep my options open because I don't really need to trade at the moment. I think it's probably going to be a diviner because I can re-roll. The healer gives me an extra troop, which would be good for building, exploring, or sailing. That's actually nice as well. And he's good for sailing. You know what? I'll do the healer. I'll do the healer for now because I do want to build. And this one's going to go up to 4th, which is pretty good. So healer. So that's 2 and 2 and 1. And then all these troops. And he's now done. So then we reorganize these. So these go here for now. And then it is these 3 that were done. So they move up. So what am I not going to use? I think I am not going to use diplomacy. And I want to keep trade and explore high. So it'll be like this. There we go. And then we roll the dice. No, first I have income. So I get 2 of these and then 1 troop. All right, then I roll the dice. There we go. 0, 0, and -1. Okay. Well, I guess it could have been worse. That was 0, 0, and -1. All right. Well, it's Nicolo's turn. Yes. The man, the myth. Okay. So let's see what he does now. So first, let's adjust the dials before we do anything else. So this one's -1. This one is 0. So it doesn't really matter. It's also 0. So 0, 0, -1. 0, 0, -1. Okay. So he's going to check where he is now. Aiden, are there any trade or sale tokens? There are, 1 of each. So he's going to try to get the maximum number of tokens with the lowest value deity dial. So he has 5 already, but he cannot go higher than that. So he's just going to take the -1, so he stays with 4. That allows him to get 2, which is a 2 that he wants. There we go. So let's put this down. And so he also gets 1 story point because of that. So I don't know why I'm putting 2 here because it's not necessary. He just gets an extra 1. All right. Then that is, okay, 4, 2, 1. Then can we acquire any non-animal trade goods as a free action? So he has a trade power of 2. So no, he cannot. Can we sail to a port with affordable non-animal trade goods? So at the moment we are now in yellow. So yellow is 1 to sail. Sorry, a half. And it's 2. So he can get around a little bit. So we're looking for affordable non-animal trade goods as 2 free actions. So he could sail upwards, but then his trading is not strong enough to get it. He could sail downwards as well, but also too expensive. Everything near him is too expensive. And if it's affordable, it's an animal. So he could go, because he has a power of 3 sailing maximum. So this would be 1.5. So this would be 2. But then it doesn't matter. His trade is simply not high enough. Yeah, there's no way he can get anywhere and afford it. No, no. So that would also be a no. In that case, he would just end the exploration, basically. So then we go to his second action, that is trade. So as usual, trade is 4, and the other two are 0. So it's just going to be 4. And it says, attempts to gain trade goods that provide the highest profit points with the lowest value. So where he is now, there is nothing to buy. So everything is basically no. Because the only thing he can afford is an animal. And yeah, forfeit the trade action and gain the lowest value daily dial to gain porcelain. Okay, so basically he has a strength of 4, which gives him 2 porcelain. And then he has a sail action of 1, where of course he can sail this time. No, he cannot. It's not high enough. Ah, but wait. He has porcelain. Isn't he going to try to use porcelain to get stuff? Yeah, in trade he's going to try to use porcelain. Okay, so let's just back it up a little bit. When he does trade, he has 4, right? And he's going to use 3 porcelain to get this one. So he's basically using all his porcelain to get the number 6. Because 3 porcelain gives him +2, so that's 6. So then he gets this and +3 here. So he's at 6 and he has a new ship. So I can't do diplomacy, and then with the remaining 5, I can't do diplomacy with the port as well. Because I'm pretty sure that's what John Gets Games did as well. He had the same card come up, and he did that, and then also immediately affected the port because it's both on the diplomacy card. But you can't do it both. You can't do first the card, completely finish the card, and then do the port. So Niccolo has his second ship, so that's over there now. We'll talk about it later when it moves and what happens. We already did the sail action. Basically, there's nowhere to go because it costs 1.5 to go here. He's not going to go up because he needs to go. Oh, he's going to go up. Sorry. He's going to go up because this is a lower value than 12. So he's actually going to go up for a half. So now that he has 2 ships, it's always going to be the flagship that goes first. You always move the ship that's further ahead, but if they're the same port, move the flagship. Yeah. Okay, so the flagship moves forward. So it goes here, up. So that's the sail action, because like I said, it's 0, but it's at 1. So that costs only a half to go there. And that's basically it. After moving, he just arrives. Nothing else happens there. Okay? All right, so that's his turn done then. By the way, small thing about my previous turn. When I was here and doing all the mumbo jumbo, when I was doing the card and everything, when you have to roll a die, you have to say the value that you're using beforehand. So for example, my value then was 8. I needed to roll a 3. Well, they have 3 plus the die roll. I should have said, I'm going to use 4 for the diplomacy for the card and 4 for the port. That's more fair than saying, oh, I have 8, I'll see what happens, and if anything's left over, I'm going to do diplomacy. No. If there's a die roll involved, you have to say, okay, I'm using this for this and this for that. Otherwise, it's unfair. So technically, I did it wrong because I just said I have 8. But, you know, it's only minor, so it's just going to keep going. All right? And you might have been wondering why, if he's affected by the storm at all. No, because he never sails into the storm, and that only happens if you cross the white border. So as long as he doesn't cross the white border, it doesn't affect him. So, yeah. Okay, so now it's my turn. My sail action is at 6 because it's 5 plus 1 is 6. And it's going to have a +0 most likely, or maybe even -1. So, do I want to do that first? Actually, I could build first because construction is at 4, which is exactly what I need to build a building there. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use construction with a 0. So that gets me a building here. There we go. In Ayutthaya. Boom. And because I built a building there, I get +2 for any future actions there, which is nice. Probably should have built that earlier. Actually, no. I'm not going to build that there. I'm not. I'm going to build it somewhere else so I can use it much better than the way I'm using it now. So I'm going to do sail first. and I'm gonna do -1 for sail. So I've got 4 actually. No, this is 6, 5. So it is now yellow. So if I want to go here on blue, it basically says 1 region. So I can just, basically means also 1. Okay. So this is, I still have 4 left. And actually, before I even do that, I have 5, right? I'm going to use 1 to scout Malacca and see how much they like me. So we'll see. So that's 1. So that's safe. There we go. 1. So I have 4 left. So I go here. That's 3 left. There's nothing much else to do unless I go to Surabaya, which will cost me 2. I'm going to go to Surabaya next time. Because I think these are so good to jump forward because I'm really behind there. But I want to build something there. That's the problem. Oh, we'll do it later. Okay, we're going to go here. So I have 1 left. And I have to roll the die. So I hope it's not -2. It's 0. Okay, it's fine. Okay, so that's it. We arrive at Surabaya. And because we cross the line, we get an encounter card. That's actually what I was going for, because I like those. Okay, let's take a look. Divine Wind. Oy. Attempt to navigate. Compare the strength of your last travel with the sea die. So my strength is 5. So I guess I have to roll. And also Divine Wind says -3 zone with the highest number. -zone with the highest number. Each incremental value, the next adjacent zone in clockwise direction, but anchor at the current port if die result is 3. I guess it has to do with my roll results. So I attempt to navigate, or I can also go with the flow. I have to roll for each of my ships here. It's blown to an adjacent zone based on the die result and table of. I don't want to do it. I'm going to attempt to navigate. So compare the strength of my last with the roll. So if I succeed, I get 1 story point because I survived this with Divine Wind. And if I fail, there's a bunch of stuff. So, but I win anyway. I mean, I can roll, but it's 0. It doesn't matter. So I win anyway. I'm just going to double check if I'm doing this correctly, but I think it's correct. It is correct. So I get a story point in the region, which is pretty awesome. So 1 story point in the region, Surabaya, up. So that was my first action. So I arrived there. Then I'm going to build. So construction, it's 4 already, plus 0. So that's perfectly fine. I put this here, up. And by building that, I'm going to get +2 for my future actions from now on. There. So then with my last action, I'm going to trade, which is 3 plus 2. That's 5, but then I end up not using her at all. That's a bit of a shame. So that's 5. I need to have 1 more preferably. So I'm going to spend 1 porcelain to get to 6 and get the diamond, which puts me up 3 here. There we go. Now, instead of that, actually, if I don't get the diamond, if I get the dog, is it a dog? Yes. So if I don't get that one, actually, if I just do +3 there, I'm going to upgrade again. So that's even better. Because I'm going to get a second ship. It goes here. There we go. I like that more. Yep. Okay, so that's basically it for my turn. Okay, so that was my turn done. So now we can do the administration round. So we move forward. We're now in round 4. So that means it's now the gray weather. And also we have to do everything that's on here. So gray weather basically means from now on everything is just 1 for everyone. Okay. All right. So then we will check what we have to do. Okay. So now we also have to check. We're going to have to roll for Zheng He, his health, and also the storm moves here, which I've already done. And that basically means if I cross any white lines, I'm going to have to roll for the storm. But if I don't cross any white lines, I will not have to roll. Okay. So first of all, let's roll for Zheng He's health. So that is the star die. Let's see how good he's feeling. Ooh, 3. He's having a bad day. 1, 2, 3. So he's slowly declining. And then aside from that is the next step. So that would mean player order doesn't matter. And then with the affiliation, if we're not there, it goes down. So for example, here it will go down 1 spot. And then also we will add cubes wherever we can, but there are no cubes available because he has a bunch, I have a couple, so no cubes will be added anywhere. Then I have to choose a new board. So I'm there at Surabaya. My choices are +1 to sailing, re-rolling a die, or +1 to trading. Now I think I'm going to go for +1 trading simply because I am at Surabaya. It has some nice goods to increase my profit, which is the moment is 0, which is pretty bad. So I need to have some profit. So I'm going to go for merchant this time. So the healer will be removed. There we go. Bye-bye, healer. So these two go here, and this one goes here. And remember, for every action I have here, I have +2 because I have my building, which is nice. Okay, so next up, we will roll the 3 dice to see what it is now. Come on, positive, please. 0, okay, 3, very nice. -1 and 0, not too bad. So 0, -1 and 3. And then I have to rearrange these cards. So these go down, these go to the right. So Explore is now at the highest, which is not too bad because there's 3 cubes there. Then Diplomacy, which I can use to bump this up. Trade, however, I'm going to put this here. Combat will be lowest. And then I have to, of course, change these dials. So this one is +3, which is kind of huge. And then -1. And then here, this one's just 0. So the same for Zheng He. So 0, -1, +3, which is also very good for him, of course. And then income. So I get 2 porcelain, which is nice, and also 1 troop. Okay. Then, of course, it is Zheng He's turn. So let's take a look at his flowcharts. So he has 2 ships, first of all, but those ships in this case doesn't really matter much because it's always you move the ship that's furthest ahead. So with Zheng He, before we check anything, he has his 2 ships now, right? And I'm also going to put a cube here, here, and here to signify that he has an upgrade there. So the first upgrade would be sail, then trade, and so on. So at the moment, he's always just going to prefer, I guess, his flagship. And then, because I guess if his flagship can't do it, we'll move to the other ship. So let's see. Are there any trade or sale knowledge tokens at the current ports? So yellow or green? Yes, there's a ton of them. So obviously he's going to do exploration. So gain the maximum number of knowledge cubes possible. So he already has 5. +3 would be 8, so that would get him 3 cubes and a story point, and that's what he's going to do because otherwise he can get up to 6, but that's it. He doesn't have anything to add here, so basically +3, so that's 8. So he's going to get 3 cubes, so all 3 of these, and then he's probably going to do something else as well because he has so many cubes now. He's bound to use them. So that's done. So he also gets 1 story point at Hormuz. So he has story points in every place here. Still only has 4 though, hasn't reached 6. But he made it difficult for me to get story points there because of the added costs. Yeah. So, okay, that's done. Oh, it gets 2 actually. He gets 2 story points. No. There's nothing to do with this. It's just to do with this. The story points has to do with when they become your beneficiary and so on. Not beneficiary, but you know what I mean. So yeah, 7 is 3 cubes, 1 story points, and that's it. Yeah. Okay. So then he's going to see, can we acquire any non-animal trade goods as a free action? So he has 3 of them. So non-animal trade goods, yes, he can. So it'll be this one that he gets, and that with that he spends all his trade. So he's going to move up 2. Which means he has double upgrades. So he's going to move up 2 and spend 3 of his cubes. So the upgrades he has there are, where was it? Okay, sail and trade are upgraded. So boom and boom. Okay, very nice. Okay, so he's doing pretty well, obviously. And then after that, we will check, can we sail to a port with affordable non-animal trade goods as 2 free actions. So basically he wants to sail and buy. He cannot buy because he only has sail tokens. So at the moment he'll just keep the sail tokens until he picks up some more trade tokens. Okay, and if he can't do that, then that's it. Proceed to trade action if this is not your last action. So then we go and check trade. So he tries to get, so trade would then be 4 +1 or -1, but I guess he'll do, nope, is that +1? It's -1 or 0. So it says attempts to gain trade goods that provides with the highest profit points with the lowest value daily dial, use porcelain if necessary. He has no porcelain whatsoever. So he only has -1 and 0. So as 4 at the moment, he cannot get anything. He can get, he can get an animal. And it says, can we afford any regular trade goods at the current ports? So that's no. Religious scrolls, no. Manuscripts, no. So he's not going to try to get the animals because he doesn't care about prestige. So he says he's going to forfeit the trade action with the lowest value daily dial gain to gain porcelain. So basically he's going to do -1, which puts him on 3. And if it's 3, he'll get 2 porcelain. There we go. All right. Then his third action will be 0. So it's just going to be 1 for sail. And then can we take any sail action? Now he can always, well, he can move both ships, but since he only has 1, he is actually not going to move his main sail, his main ship, his flagship, because he would have to cross here, which costs 2. 1 to cross and 1 because the boundaries doesn't work. So he's going to move this one here because that is something he can afford. And that's it basically. So both his ships are now there, and that is the end of his turn. And let's see if there's anything else that we have to check for these cubes here. Nothing really, because he now has 3 different ones, but it's not 5. I have 2 different ones, but there's not 5. None of us have actually sailed in the storm. I could try that if I wanted to now, but we'll see. It's my turn now anyway. So I want to explore, because with exploring I can get those cubes, which will be nice for a variety of reasons, especially because I have 2 wild ones. So I can get the free action anyway, so that would be nice as well. So explore in itself is already 5, and I have +2, which is 7. I also like to have trade, so I'm going to keep the 3 for trade to get as many. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do trade first. I think that's best to do trade first. Yeah, why not? I'll do trade first. So trade is 3. I'll do +3, so that's 6. And if I want to increase trade, I use porcelain, right? So I want to have 6. I'm going to use, I was going to say I was going to use 4 porcelain. That's not enough to get, that's not enough to add it there. Oh, but I have +1 for trade, yeah. So +1. So actually, no, I'm not going to do trade first. And I'll tell you why. I'll do 0 with explore. I have 5 + 2 is 7. I'll do -1. So 7 - 1 is 6. Okay, but I need to have 7 for all 3 though. So yeah, I need to do 0. Sorry. Yeah, so 0. So 5 + 2 is 7. So then I can do explore action. I get 3 cubes, so I get all 3 of them. There we go. And then I also get a story point in the region. So that's here. So I just move up 1, but I'll put a cube on, oh, the cube is already there, so it doesn't matter. So I move up 1, so I already have the 2 points, which is nice. And then I can do the free action. So I'm going to get rid of the alliance card because it has 2 wild knowledge. And I will also spend the 1 trade cube to get the 3 colors of the same color, so I can upgrade my trade card. So my trade card is now +1, which is better. And also I can get as many trade as I want. It's no longer limited to just 1. Now I can get as many as I want. So this goes here, alliance goes away, and then I still have 3 different ones. So technically I could do 3 different ones to get these things, but I think for now I'll keep it because I want to maybe upgrade some other stuff down the line. So that's it. I could also do a diplomacy action for the strength of 2, but it's not really worth it, so I'm not going to do that. Okay, so that was the first one. Then +3 for trade. Trade is already 3. +2 is 5. +1 is 6. Plus 3 is 9. And I want to have 10. So I spend 1 porcelain to make it 10. And then I can get both of them because I upgraded. And because I get both of them, I now have 4 different ones. And I merely jump up 5 spots on the profit track. Boom. How's that for a turn, Nicolo? And then I have the -1 left. So when we do diplomacy at Surabaya, they have a strength of 3. I have a strength of 4, plus 2 is 6, -1 is 5. So 5 minus 3 will be 2. It will go up twice. Now I want it to go up 3 times. So I need to increase my diplomacy by 1. And I can increase my diplomacy by 1 by spending yet another set of porcelain. So that's done. So now I have 6. 6 minus 3 is 3. So it goes up 3 and boom, they love me. So now I get a story point there again. So I'm at 3. So that's nice. And also because we went up 3, I get 3 prestige. So all the way up to 12. For every +1, you get prestige. And yeah. Okay, that's it. So that's the diplomacy I have there. Also, I forgot actually, when we are not around, it's supposed to go down. Oh, this went down. I didn't forget. Okay, it's fine. All right. So basically, I have 2 places now where they like me. So it would actually be good for the next round to send one of the ships back, because if I help build a tower, the fact that I have 2 places that really love me will boost my ship there. So that'll be very nice. Okay. So let's move on. I kind of regret not getting a second ship here. I should have just gotten the second ship and upgraded in a different way. But it is what it is. So the round is over. It was fairly quick, actually, especially since I didn't sail or anything. So then we move forward to the next round. And now it says plus. So that means we are going to be adding new goods everywhere. So, for example, Mecca is supposed to have 4 goods. So they get a new one. So there we go. So horse. So here there are 4 as well. So Ormuz gets a new one, which is this one. Aden had 4, so it gets 2 new ones. And there's some special ones in there. No one's been here, no one's been there, not here. Palembang, also not. Surabaya, where I am, suddenly gets 3 new ones. Pretty nice. I guess the merchants just came in. And they're pretty good. I mean, just okay, actually. Not too crazy. And one of them I already have. So, okay, the Surabaya. Then Malacca had 3, so it stays the same. Champa, no one was there. Here there were 3, so that gets a new one. So there we go. And I think that's it. Everything has been done then. Yeah, should be fine, I think. All right, so we've done that. Right now we're back at blue sailing, so also something to remember. And okay, player order doesn't matter. This goes down again, up. This one stays. Oh, so sorry, this is supposed to change to my color. Boom, yeah. And okay. Ah, yes, and we have cubes now that we can add. And we start with the lowest value. So that's this one. Actually, no, it's not this one. It's this one. But it doesn't matter. They're all trade tokens anyway. And then here, and then this one. Okay. So we've done that. Then I have to choose my board. So I think I'll be sailing because I want to try to get back. So I think I need the navigator now. So the diviner will happen last. There we go. Now I've got 2 ships. I can separate my values among them. So I can have one fly back, which is perfect because it's blue and all the blue, well, no, these 2 go up, but then it's basically going against the wind, so it's not good. But I do have +2 for my sail action, so, you know, it's not all good, but it's not all bad either. All right, so that's done. I've chosen. Then I have to roll the dice. Roll the dice. Here we go. So, -2, 1 and 1. Could have been better, but I guess could have been worse as well. So 1, 1, and -2. All right. So then I rearranged my cards. So now sail is going to be +5. and combat or construction is going to be 4. And then which one of these am I not going to use? I think I'm not going to use diplomacy or explore too much. I think trade will be higher because I want to go for the collector thing. So we have +1 for this one. We have +1 for this dial. And then we have -2, which is annoying for this one. Okay. Then I also have income, so I get my 2 porcelain back, and then 1 troop. I kind of need to use troops because they're just multiplying and multiplying and multiplying. But yeah, I can use them for explore, so that's good. And construction or combat, so maybe I should just go fight people. All right. Anyway, back to our good friend, the man, the myth, the legend, Niccolo. And trade is just +1. Not trade, just the dial, I mean. This is also +1. There we go. Okay, Niccolo. What are you going to do, my friend? So, according to his flowcharts, are there any trade or sale knowledge tokens at the current port? There is 1. So, yes. So, again, the maximum number of knowledge tokens with the lowest value daily dial. So, there's only 1. So, he only needs to have 2, and he has 5. So, he's going to use the -2. So he has 3 left, which he only needs 1. So he gets the cube, and that's it. That is his action. Then the question is again is, can we get non-animal trade goods? No, because he only has 1. There's no 1s. Can he sail to a port with affordable non-animal trade goods as 2 free actions? No. So basically he is going to proceed to trade. So that's it. So then he's going to try to get trade actions with the highest profits. Now there are 2 items there of value 8 and 5. So his trade is at 4, and he can do +1, 5. He can go up to 6, but he doesn't need to go up to 6 because with 5 he can already get this one, which is what he wants. So he'll go 2 more and have his final upgrade, which is the explore. Oh, and actually his trade has +1, and his sail also had +1 last time, no? So actually his sail had 2 instead of 1. Ah, okay, that could be important. Anyway, trade is 4 +1, 5 +1, 6. So, well, he's still not going to use the other one, so it stays the same. So he gets this and goes up twice, which I've already given him. Right? And he now has 4 different ones. And also, if he had sailed twice, then last round he would have gone to Calicut. Yeah, it's true. So let's see what would have changed here. So let's say this one would have gone here because it's his main ship, and this one would not have moved because it would have cost twice with the sea then. So he would be in Calicut actually. So this one would go back. Just kind of retracing my steps here. So in this case, the exploration is still just 1, so that it stays exactly the same. And then he would also pass, and then he would trade. So his trade would be 4 +1 is 5, +1 is 6. So here it also is this one, which is 5, and that goes forward 3. So actually, this is 1 step farther, and this one goes back here. So not too much has changed. And yeah, his explorer is now +1. And then we have sail, which is now effectively 2. +1 is 3. So, but after he, so basically he would go after regular trade goods first, but they're all blue, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so then it is, can we do any sail actions? So he's going to sail as far from the original port as possible with his main ship first, and then the other ship. So he has 3, and the storm is gone, by the way. There's no storm at the moment. So he has 3. So he would go as blue, actually. So he's going to try and go to here, which costs him 2. Am I correct? No, 1 only. So 3, 2. And then he would go to the lowest. That's 8. This is 7. This is 6. So he's going to go here. So this one costs him 1. So he still has 2 left. And this one costs him 2 because he's crossing a boundary, a region boundary, and so on. So he's now in Samudera. And that is all his sailing points that he has. Because this was 1, and this is 1, and then also the border is another 1. So that's 3. Okay, so our ships are getting closer. So once again about the sailing, he never sails into a storm, but that didn't happen. He will not sail against the monsoon wind unless it's the only direction in which he can sail. But in this case, there are no blue arrows, so he has to. What he did, what made sense. And then always sails toward lower number points until the flagship reaches 1. Afterwards, all ships sail toward higher number ports. Okay, and always move the ship that is further ahead if there are multiple ships, even after the sail card is upgraded. Move the flagship if both ships are the same port. Okay, and also sail to a port with higher value regular trade goods when more than one destination is possible. So basically, he's supposed to go with the higher value ones, but I think that's what he did. Because it's +3 red and then 2, which is more than these ones. Okay, I think we're good. I think we're fine. So his turn is now over. So my turn then. So I have +1 sail, and my sail is also 5. So, and I'm here. So my sail is technically 6. So it's 5 + 1. So that's 6. +2 is 8. +1 is 9. So if I want to go back with this ship, it will be 1, 2, because it's a region border. So 2, 3, 4, 5 to get to Nanjing. So it costs 5 out of 9. And also because I cross 2 borders, I have to do I have to take 2 cards or just 1? So you only draw 1 card because it's where if you end up in a different one than where you began. So once again, I have 6 sail, +2 is 8, +1 is 9, and then I still have to use one of these. So I wonder if I just use -2, so I can boost the lower valued stuff here a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to do that, because to increase sail, I need 1 of each. That's not interesting. Okay, I'll just do -2. So which basically nullifies the building. So it's 6 + 1 is 7. So once again, this is 2, 3, 5, Nanjing. So that is 5. So I still have 2 left. Okay, I made a small mistake. These are going to be switched because otherwise the tributary ones don't matter. So I need to do it because if this goes to 0, I lose the tributary. So he goes back. He's removed from the game. So that means I add 1 level. So it basically gives me 1 point, I believe, and then I add 2 more levels because of my tributary system. So here and here. So that's basically gives me 6 points. It will give me 6 points at the end of the game. So then I still have 2 sail left that I can use for my other ship. And we are in blue. So, I have to do actually a card as well. Animals Traders. Number 13. So basically with this one, I either get a resource of my choice or I spend 2 porcelain and I get the first animal that I don't have yet. So I'm going to spend 2 porcelain and get the first animal that I don't have yet. But it's in the region. It's in Nanjing. So there's no region there. So I can't get it. They don't have goods. So that's too bad. So in that case, I just get a resource of my choice, which will be porcelain, of course. That's kind of sad. Okay, but I still have 2 left, and but he is going to meet our good friend Nicolo, and the fact that they meet will start something. If I'm not mistaken, both of us will get something. Okay, the first time the flagships of Zheng and the Conti meet, it's not going to be my flagship though. He gains 1 porcelain and Zheng resolves encounter card number 37. If the meeting occurs as a result of Zheng He's sail action, do not resolve any other encounter cards. So basically, yeah, I get what it means. But I think it can be my regular ship, right? I mean, it says flagship, but it's also just a ship, so I think it should work. I'm just going to take a liberty just to show you what the card does. Maybe it doesn't, but we'll see. So basically, it is blue, so this is half, or just 1 anyway. So 1 and 2. So basically, they meet. So he gets 1 porcelain, and then I can take a look at the card, and it says you can ignore and then put the card away, or we can meet, and then basically I can spend 3 porcelain and upgrade a card of my choice. So obviously I'm going to spend 3 porcelain and upgrade a card of my choice. So that card will be explore for the cubes and everything. Okay, so that was basically my sale action. So I still have +1 and +1 left. So I'm at Samudera now, and I have to roll to see if they like me or not. Yeah, so Samudera, that is this one, right? So let's see. Let's hope they're not hostile. 0. Okay, they don't care that I'm there. Fine. 0 for Samudera. Okay, they do have a lot of stuff that I need. They have a lot of the profit stuff. So trade looks interesting, but I'm actually better at combat. So I guess I could try to attack them, or I guess trade, but trade is 4, 5, 5, and I have +1, so I already have 4 trade. So +1 would be 5. So that's actually nice. Yeah, I think I'll just do trade for the 5. So I have this one then. So now I have 5 different ones, so I can put it on the card. If I have a 6th one, I can take the card. So that's pretty good, especially for the points. At the moment, he still only has 4, so that's also good for me. And because I got it, I get +3 here. So 1, 2, 3, which means I can upgrade here. So I can get a ship. So I'll get a 2nd ship here, and then hopefully sail it to some other place, I guess. All right, so that was my trade done. Then I have 1 more left. Building and building is something I don't want to do because I want to get this. I could do combat though and use my troops, but how does the combat exactly win if I want to attack Samudera who doesn't care about me? So first of all, it is my strength level has to be bigger than the opponent's strength, which in this case is 2. But they're also going to roll the moon die, and that one goes up to 3. And there's pluses and minuses, so it can actually be more. Oh, this is actually a minus when I rolled the die. Okay, that's a mistake from me. This is a minus. This was not a roll. Crap. Well, let's see what would have happened if we roll again. -2, -1. It would have been 1. So, which is actually what we had anyway. So, lucky for me, nothing really changes. Okay, so once again to combat. So this would be +1. At the moment it's 4, so it'd be 5 in total, but I can use a bunch of troops to be stronger. So it would be Samudera who has 2, and then they will roll. Now the strength is only 2, and because of that it would get me 1 story point, but still it would get me closer to 3. That'd be nice. And also if it's versus a port, it becomes 3, of course. And of course, if I lose, it's going to be horrible. So, to put it a little bit clearer, I'm going to attack Samudera. I have a combat strength of 4 +1, so 5. All right. They have a strength of 2. We're going to roll that die. So the maximum they can have is 5, unless, of course, they add pluses and they can get higher and higher and higher. Then it's different. So 5 is not really safe. So since I have so many troops, I'm going to spend 3 troops to do +2. So my combat strength now is 7. So I hope that'll be enough. And if I do win, this will be 3. So I get a story point. And then also I get 2 points that I can choose where to put them, here or here. Obviously it'll be profit, so I can get another upgrade. So let's see how strong they are. They have 2, 0. So I just have 2. So I completely overpowered them. So this becomes a tributary. This goes away. I get a story point in Samudera, which looks like this. So I'm now at 4, which is perfect because that's exactly what I need to get the most points there. And then I also get the 2 points that I was talking about. So this goes forward, which means an upgrade. And then I will upgrade diplomacy because that's +2, which is really nice. Okay, so I think that is immediately it. Yeah. That's the end of my turn. So the end of the round again. So we move forward, up, So we're gonna roll again for Zheng He and see how he's doing. So his health, and that is this die, right? Yeah, 2. So he's developing a little bit more of a cough. He has to lie. He has to rest a little bit more now and again. We're gonna roll a couple of times more, so he might not make it. We'll see. And then we have to roll for the Mongols. So basically, that will decrease our prestige. So let's see, maybe increase as well. So 2, yay, +2. Yoink. Thank you very much. We're doing great stuff against them. And then next up is player order, doesn't matter. And then wherever we are not, the affiliation goes down. So this goes down here, and this goes here, and this becomes neutral again. So they no longer like me as much. A boo-hoo-hoo. All right, so that's that. Also, we add cubes, but there's no cubes to add. And then I have to change my board, which will be the diviner this time, so I can re-roll a die. So that could potentially be very nice. And then after that, I can choose from everyone again, which is also very nice. There we go. So all my troops, boom. There we go. So that's done. Then we roll the dice. What? 2, 0, and -1. Now remember, re-rolling, I can, oh, this is 2. Re-rolling I can do for myself or for Zheng He as well. Like if I don't want Zheng He to have 2, I can re-roll that 2, but I will still have the 2. So I can just sabotage him, or I can make myself stronger. That's what the diviner does. So in this case, I'm kind of thinking of sabotaging him, to be honest. Like lowering it. Could also be just a 3 then for him. So yeah. But then I could re-roll the -1 for me. It's anyway. So I did these 3, right? Yes, because I just took it away without thinking. So Explorer is now 5, Diplomacy is 4. I don't think I'm going to need Combat and Construction immediately, so I'm going to put them like this, with Trade still pretty high. Yeah, so if I reroll this one, I can boost the lower ones a bit more, which would be nice. Anyway, first Zheng He, let's take a look at him. So he has -1 for this. He has +2 with this one, and then just 0. All right. Then income. So I get 2 porcelain and 1 troop. Okay. Then yeah, Zheng He, as usual. Let's check his flowchart. So he's going to see if he can get any cubes. Right. He has 2 ships. He has 1 ship here and 1 ship here, and his trade can be spread out between, his explorer can be spread out between the 2. So there is 1 green cube here and 1 here. So basically he has to do 2 times 1. So he needs to have 4. He already has 5. So I'm not going to reroll for him. So he's going to use the -1 to lower his explorer to 4 and then divide it between both ships. So he's going to pick up the green and pick up the green and pick up the yellow. So then, of course, we have the question, can he require any non-animal trade goods as a free action? He has a value of 2. Here he cannot. Here he cannot. So no. But can he sail somewhere where he can get a non-animal for 2? I think this one here, potentially he could get there. So anywhere else? I think it's only here. So the only one has a 2. So he could go here to get this item. So to get there, because now it's gray, right? That would be 1, 2, 3. So you'd have to spend 3 green cubes to travel there. But then he can only get 1 though. Yeah, so travel and trade. So 2 free actions, yeah. So he travels there, boom, to Malacca. And then he takes up this one for 2 yellow cubes. And he already has that one, but it goes up 1 on the red. Yeah. Okay, so, okay. Then that is his extra action. So that was his first action. Then the second one is trade. Can they afford any regular ones? So he's in 2 different spots. And his trade is 4 with a maximum of 6. But he can add porcelain, which maximum would be 8. So then if we follow this chart to the letter, then we have to make sure that we realize the differences between the goods, because the regular trade goods have a different color. They are green. So these are all regular trade goods. These are not. So the first part is, can we afford any regular trade goods at the current ports? So he has 8 trade maximum. So there's no 8 here, but there is a 7. So in that case, he will spend 1 porcelain to get to 7 and pick up this one, which is +3. There we go. So that puts him on 15. Now, I was thinking, is this going to end the game? Because I know and the game ends. No, the game ends when Zheng He dies, or when we reach the 9th round, right? If I'm not mistaken. So let me just double check that. Yeah, the other end game turn triggers do not apply. So he's at 15 now. I guess after that he'll just continue to get points. I don't know specifically what happens if he keeps getting more. I think he just keeps getting more. I'll put a note after I ask Leonard if he just stops getting points or just keeps going. Okay, so he's gotten the trade that he wanted, and he did +2 for that. So the remaining one is 0. Actually, his trade was +1. I forgot. So to remind myself that he actually has +1 on during these moments, I'm going to put 6, 5, and 2 from now. Otherwise, I'm going to keep forgetting, because his explorer was actually 5, right? Which still is the same thing. Doesn't matter. That didn't change anything. So here the trade would have been 6 + 2 is 8. So he didn't need to spend his porcelain to get what he needed, because he already had 5 + 2, 7, and what he bought cost 7. So yeah, that's fine. All right, then we have the sail action, which is 2 + 0. So he's always going to try to sail to the lowest number, which in this case would be Champa or Champa, because he doesn't go to Nanjing. He can easily reach Champa. So the sail action is 2, and we're going to try to go to Champa first, which is no problem because it's gray, so it just costs 1. So he's going to be at Champa for 1, and then the other ship will also move, but it's gray. All it can do is go up to Hormuz and then stay there because it doesn't have enough to cross. Now, the rules say that once the flagship goes to Champa, he goes back and tries to go to the highest numbered ports again. So he's going to go back again to the other side from now on. That is the end of Nicolo's turn. He has finished. So then it's me. What am I going to do? So I am there. Explore is suddenly a lot less interesting because he took it away. But if I go to Kotte here, which only costs 1 now because it's gray, then there's a bunch of stuff to do to explore. And that seems very interesting. And my sail is already +1. So that puts it on 4. And then I'm going to use my diviner to reroll this die. Hopefully it's better and not worse. It is +2. It is way better. Nice. So +2 from me. So in that case, I'll put +2 on sail. So that's 2, 3, +3 is 6. So I can do a sail movement of 6. Now, I can do some scouting as well, but it would cost 2 to scout this, so I'm not going to do that. I want to go back there to build, because I want to get that card as well. So I need to... So I have 6, and it's 1. So it would be 1, 2, 3 to go to Malacca. So that would be 3. And then also here will be 1, 2 to go to Kotte. Now, first of all, we'll do Malacca and then we'll Kotte, and I have technically 1 left because this is 1, 2. So I could scout somewhere else. I'm going to scout Calicut and see if they like me or not. In Calicut, they do not. They hate me. But I can go there and do a diplomacy one to see what happens. Okay, so first we went to Malacca. We need to draw a card because we crossed it here. We don't need to check if they like us or not because we've been there before. Construction. Ignore, then it goes down 1. Small help. My next action will be -2, but I get a random good from the region. So I'll just take 1 from mainland here. Or big help, which means I spend 2 troops, I think. I'm going to check the rulebook to see in detail what construction does. So basically for construction, it says big help, reset one of your deity dials. Okay, I'll reset my 0. so it just becomes 0. Troops -1, so one of my troops is gone. I get 1 prestige point. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one. I was looking at harvest. So still reset one of your daily dials. Troops -2, so I lose 2 troops. Affiliation +2, so suddenly they love me. They really love me. So I'll deal with that in a second. Then gain the top trade good in the ports. So in Malacca, the top one would be this. So that pushes me up 3 here, which is pretty awesome. Also gives me my 6th good. So I can immediately put 2, blah, blah, blah. So I collect this card. I'm a collector now. Awesome. And a new one comes out, which is Courier Service. Claim this card as part of a trade action. Remove 1 of your trade goods with the profit equal or higher than 2 to supply, while trading in a region not adjacent to the origin of that good. Adjust your profit accordingly. So basically you give up profit, give up the good to get 3 points. That's the Courier Service. Okay, so we did that. And then gain the top trigger. I did all of that. I was right. Okay, and then is this one. So because we are now 1 in Malacca, I get 1 story point. So boom, that's done as well. And yeah, that's basically it. Oh yeah, I guess we can put this one here as well because I get a story point there. And all right, so that was a crazy move. All of that together. So that's that ship. Then is this ship that went over. So this one gets 1 as well. Merchants. Ignore. Get 1 resource of your choice. Or if I spend 2 porcelain, I hire them. And I get +2 to a future trade action. Of course I'm going to hire them. Spend 2 porcelain and +2 to a future trade action. That sounds pretty nice if you ask me. So I'm going to put these up a bit and make some space for my cards. There we go. All right. So that was my sale action. We still have to roll this guy here. See how they feel. And it's a 0. They don't care that we just arrived. So that was my first action, which was pretty cool and also quite big. So then I still have a 0 and a +2. And I want to do trade. I can do trade like crazy for this one. And I can actually immediately do courier service if I wanted to. But I would also like to explore because that's 5 and there's a ton of cubes there. So this is 5 + 1, so 6 +2 is 8. And to get 4 cubes, I need to have 8. Perfect. So, but I can also boost explore though with troops. So actually, I think I'm just going to not do the +2. I'm just going to use 3 troops. There we go. 3 left. So I use 3 troops to do +2 and put a 0 here. So +2 +6, so 8. So that allows me to get all the cubes. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. Sadly, that does give me 3 of the same and a bunch of others. Okay, so I did all that. Because it's 8, I get 4 of them. 2 story points in Malacca, so 1, 2. Oh, sorry, what am I doing? Not Malacca. Here in Kotte. So, this construction goes away. So 2 story points there. So boom. It's nice to start off with. And that's it. Yes. All right. Pretty good. Pretty good. Then I can do the extra stuff though. So with 3 of the 3 different colors, I can get some of these cards and get some points that way. 3 of the same colors, I can upgrade a card. I haven't upgraded combat yet, but I don't have that color, so I cannot. And then I can still do a free action depending on the color. So I do have 3 orange, and orange is diplomacy, right? But that's not strong enough, so it doesn't really matter. Then trade and sail. I guess I could sail to a new place with these 2 ones. That's an option. But not in Calicut because Calicut hates me. Even though I could do a diplomacy action there. What I need to do is actually build something. So I should have put this a bit higher because then I could have completed that card already. Okay. Anyway, that was explore. I was thinking about trade, but trade is at 3 and even +2 is 5. What if I do that with courier service? Because claim this is part of a trade action, right? So I could get to 5. is 2 plus 1 is 3, plus the dial is 5, which could get me one of these easily. So claim this as part of a trade action. Remove one of your goods with 2 or less. So I could remove this one, for example, while in a region not adjacent to the origin of that. So this is from Majapahit is here, in a region not adjacent to the origin. So I can't use this one. What are the other ones? Red, red, and this one. Oh, this one I could use, but the sad part is this is 3, so put me back 3. Yeah, okay, I'll do this. So claim this card as part of a trade action, remove 1. So I remove this one. So I'll just put it face up next to this. I'll go down 3, 1, 2, 3. And I get the courier service because of the 3 points, so that's nice. Yep. And I still have 5. So I'll get this one in Kotte. So I'll go up 2 again. So not that bad in the end, honestly. Okay, and a new one comes out. Collect 2 manuscripts. Place your cube on this card if you collected 1 manuscript. Claim it if you have a second. So there is 1 manuscript here, and 1 here, another one there. So yeah. Anyway, I'm now, I did that. That was trade, right? So I had to put it here. So I don't think there's anything else. I could have boosted it even more with this, which would have put it on, so it was +2, 5, would have put it on 7. But then I don't think it's necessary. But, you know, the manuscript suddenly is interesting, I gotta say. Okay, so that's the end of my turn. I could have traded for this bird here as well, but not really necessary either. So we move forward again, up, and there's a new storm here. So I can always try and sail there to try to get through the storms. Place your cube on this card when you perform a sail action through the storms without losing any prestige. Claim this card when you accomplish this twice. There's going to be another storm here, so I guess it's possible. But first of all, we are now going into the yellow weather. And also we have to roll for Zheng He, which is this one. Sorry. So let's see how he's feeling. Let's see. 2. So it's absolute, so the minus doesn't matter. So 2. So he's almost dead. I don't think we're going to reach round 9. Because next round we're going to roll again. If it's 2 or 3, the game will be over. So the storm is there. We roll for Zheng He already, so that's done. Then wherever my ship is not, the relationships go down. So there's no more ship here. This goes down. There's no more ship here. This goes down. And that's about it. There's a ship there. Yeah. Okay, that's it. Then also cubes are added from the lowest value, from the lowest number of ports. So 1, 2, none of them have been taken. So 1 here, randomly. 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. And I guess 1 here then. So those cubes roll back. And then I have to choose a new board, because now I get to choose again from everyone. I'm going to choose construction because I want to build a building. But I can only build 1 building. I don't think I need to take construction because this is going to go up anyway. So just to make it easier for myself, I'm going to move this up already. So I know these 2 will be there. Diplomacy and combat. These 3 will have to be reordered. So I think maybe exploration, because it's going to give me a bunch of extra powers. I want to explore, but it doesn't have a boost. I think I'll stay with my diviner so I can reroll. And but explore is not going to be too high. Diplomacy is going to be high. Get people to like me, get some story points, especially in those areas where it's +2. Like Kotte has +2. Yeah. Let's do story. Let's do the interpreter. He can help us a lot. So up, and I'm running low on resources. I only have 3 porcelain and 3 troops. I will get some new stuff, but still. All right, so I've chosen. Then we roll the dice. So 2 and -1, and then this is minus plus, so they cancel each other out. -1. Okay, so -1, -1, and 2. It's kind of bad. Okay, -1, -1, and +2. Oh, sorry, this is supposed to be +2, and this is -1. Okay, then I reorder my cards. So I guess sail should be high, and maybe explore too. Maybe explore should be higher than sail. I'm gonna leave sail as very low, actually. Yeah, there we go. So then we have -1, and we have -1. Should have taken a definer. Aye. And then 2. Okay, remember I can always boost trade +2. So actually I should do it like this. If I want to trade, I can boost it with this card. Okay, Zheng He. He is going to look around and he is going to try to trade to get yellow or green tokens. So where he is right now, there are no yellow or green tokens. Over there are 2 of them. So he is going to say, okay, I'm going to use my Explore 6 action to get 2 tokens. That requires him to get 3 only. So he can easily put a -1 there. So he has 5. So he's going to get these 2 tokens and add it to his collection. Now after that, he's not going to do anything because he doesn't have enough trade to go and trade anywhere. So that's going to stop there. Then his second action is trade. So he's trying to get the highest profit points with the lowest value dial. Use porcelain if necessary. So the lowest dial to be effective, of course, efficient. So at the moment he has 5, potential 4 or potential 7. So there's an 8 here, so he could get that one, but he's actually already maxed out. So yeah, I think he is not going to get those goods. I think he's just going to get the highest value of porcelain because each porcelain is 1 point. I think it's better for him to get as much porcelain as he can. So in that case, he would go for 6. So his Explore action is already 6. -1 would lower it to 5. But then he could spend 1's porcelain to put it to 6 to get more porcelain. Or he could put a +2 there. But then he's kind of wasting 1. Because he had 8 then. But I think it would make more sense to be the +2. Although if he's just forfeiting, it would be with the lowest one. So yeah, just -1. So 6 -1 is 5. So you get 2 extra points for that, which is actually not bad, to be honest. And then, sorry, it's not this one. You used that already. It is trade that we're talking about now. So he already has 5 with -1, as I said. So it's 4. So that gives him 2. Yeah. Okay. And then we have the last action for him, which is the sail. So that is 2, and he still has the 2 remaining, so that becomes 4. So he's definitely going to sail. Okay, so his sail action is 2 + 2, which is 4. And he's now in Champa, but his extra ship is in Hormuz. So he's going to try to get to Malindi first. But there's a storm here, and he's not going to go through the storm. So he can only, the farthest he can go is Aden. So we are now at yellow. So he's going to go against the currents, basically. So, but they did upgrade, so it's just 1. So that's 3, and then there's 3 left for him to try to get back to the highest value. So once again, we are yellow. So he's also going against the current. So it's 3, 2 to Malacca, and then he has to stop because he can't go farther because he only has 2 left. Oh, no. Yeah, he can. He can do 1 more jump because it's 1 and 2 because of what it costs. So he's going to end up in Palembang. Okay, cool. Done. Also, 2 things. First of all, normally he keeps getting goods here. So he doesn't just give up his trade action. He will just keep getting goods. So the 15 is not the limit. He'll go farther than 15. Put it like that. And then secondly, when 2 ships cross a line at the same time, you just draw 2 and you do 1 of them. So I misinterpreted that. That's on me. So just when you play eventually, keep that in mind. Of course, you already saw the note anyway. I'm just repeating it. Okay, so his sail action is now done. So now it's my turn. Might be my last one because when he dies, so when I die, the game will end. So we're going to roll next time anyway. So yeah, it might be at the end. It might be my last moves. So I've got 2 -1 -1. I want to get 2 manuscripts, but that might be too difficult because I'm quite far away. This one especially. I could send this one back to Nanjing because that would get me another 4 points, which is pretty big. And then this one could pick up a manuscript, and if there's another turn, get another one, but I'm afraid that might not work. Yeah, I could do trade and then trade again, but trade is already very low. So I could do trade 4 actually, pick up 1 manuscript, but then this one's 5. So yeah, no, I don't think I can get the manuscripts. And it's only 2 points anyway. I don't think it's worth it. So what am I going to do? I'm in Malacca. There's not much to do there. So I think I'll send that one back. So my sail action is 3. So yeah, 3. And then plus 2 is 5, right? So this one could go, this would be like half and 1. And then pay another 1. So it's 2.5 basically to get to here. So I basically have like 1.5 left for this one. But it would cost me 1 to get to get to Calicut, where I could then do diplomacy. So let's do this one. So this costs 1. So he's now in Calicut. He'll go to Nanjing and disappear out of the game, I guess. And then I get to put another 4 points here. Too bad it won't get finished, but I think it's pretty impossible to finish it by yourself. And he did go over the line there, so there is an encounter. Cannon makers. Ignore, get 1 resource of your choice, but if I spend 2... did I ever get my income? I think I didn't, but then I should have noticed. So I can spend 2 porcelain to get 2 for plus 2 power for a future combat action, but I'm not going to do that. I'll just get a resource of my choice, which will be porcelain, which will be a troop actually, because they're more difficult for me to get. And then we have at Calicut, that's fine. All right. So that was my sail action. That was plus 2. Then I'll do -1 to diplomacy because I already have plus 2 anyway. So this is 5 plus 2 is 7 plus 2 is 9 -1 is 8. So I have 8. So if I want to do diplomacy in Calicut, which is at the moment -2, that is 8 against the port strength, which is 3. So 8 minus 3 is 5. So it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is enough to convince it to come to me. Now, I don't know why I did that, because I was supposed to do it at Koti, because that would have given me 2 story points. Calicut only gives me 1. Oh, mistake. But yeah, I'm going to have to live with my choices. So I'm going to do it like that. This is now 8. Minus 3 is 5. And then this becomes a port that likes me very much. So I get story points more in South India and Ceylon. And then because the difference was 5, basically, I max out here. So that's nice. And then I have the final one, which is -1. I might as well get explore, so I get more story points. This is 4. -1 is 3. Which would get me 2 cubes and 1 story point, which is enough what I need because I just need 4. So I'll do that. Yeah, I'll do that. So that'll get me 2 cubes and 1 story point. So hup. And then the 2 cubes I'll get are trade, maybe diplomacy. Get another one of those. Actually, no. So I'll put 3 different ones. Okay. So that's done. I'm very happy with that as well. That I got the stuff that I need. And right, anything else that I need to do then? Because I've used all my moves. I can do some other stuff here. So I could try to get some stuff over there. The cards, I mean, with these cubes. I can do extra actions. So diplomacy is not necessary. Trade, I have 3. But then I guess I can boost it, right? So if I do that, I can get the 4, which get me 2 points here. So I'm going to use the 3 to do a trade action and spend 1 porcelain to get to 4 and pick up this and do +2. There we go. And that's the end of my turn. And then let's see if Zheng He survives or not, shall we? 2 or 3 and he's dead. 3, Zheng He dies. Okay, let's take a look at the scores. So for Zheng He, it is his victory points here, track here, and then the story points. So he's going to get 3 here in Arabia. So that's +3. So let's use this other one for him. Let's use the ship to add extra points. So 3, that's the only place, he only got story points in Arabia. After that, he never seemingly got story points anymore. So that's it, just 3. And then he also gets victory points, 1 VP for each porcelain. So he's got 2, 4, 5. So that puts him on 8. So it's basically 23. And then it's for me. My scoring is, so for me it is 1 point for triggering. Okay, so first of all, you get an extra victory point if you have 15-15, but I don't have that. Or if you've done 4 of these cards, but I don't have that either. So basically the lower of both of them, so that's 14 points for me at the moment. Then victory points for attained cards, so that's 6. So that puts me on 15, and then I'll use my ship. So 15 plus another 5. There we go. Then victory points from stories. So that's 4, 8, 12. 12 points. So that puts me on 17. So 15, and then another ship, 2. Victory points for returning to the tower. So that's 1, 3, 6, 10. So that's 12. And then flagship. I don't know what that means, man. So basically that is it. The game ends on actually 41. I forgot to add 3 extra points. So 41 against 28. Now, I don't know if it's me playing well or I made some mistakes. I know he's supposed to have a little bit more story points than he has there now. Although he did get some porcelain instead of it, but I think he should have gotten a little bit more points. So, of course, I'm going to have Leonard, the designer, take a look at the video before I post it. So there might be some changes to how I played. That's what happens with solo games, you know, you're solo, right? You might make a mistake here and there. The game does have a lot of things going on, but I think this is the second time that I've played. It has become much, much clearer and much more enjoyable as well. Once you see how everything goes, I like in the solo mode that you basically have access to all the characters. Really enjoy that. It's also the first time, when I played the first time, I used to stick around here. Now I went in there a little bit more. Maybe next time I'll go there even faster, because it's very, I say it, appealing to just stick here, but then the points are lower. And yeah, I think also it depends on where Nicolo starts, but you might encounter each other more often. Now we basically stayed out of each other's way most of the time. Second part of the game, he kind of stopped getting a lot of story points because he never really got more than 1 or 2 cubes. So I guess that's the luck that I had. Yeah. But in general, I really enjoyed it. I think it's fun. It's a good way to get to know the game, you know, less pressure than with other people. A bit of a shame that it's very difficult to build the whole tower because he doesn't do that, even though the tower is here. But yeah, in general, I think it's fun. I like exploring it like this. It's I guess it's a little bit like beat your own score, but then you never know how good Nicolo is going to be when he plays and what happens, right? But yeah, I enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please do put it in the comments because I'm sure Leonard will keep an eye on it and react to it. Some of the other stuff I liked is the fact that these cubes, they're so nice to collect and then use it to upgrade your cards or have the extra actions like Nicolo did a couple of times. It can be very powerful to have these combos and everything, which is very cool to do. And of course, the upgraded cards, they add so much more as well. The fact that you can split it between different things, different ships, is nice. The fact that you can send your ship back to get the extra points is nice. Yeah, and there's different strategies, you know, but I do think it's very valuable to build these buildings from the get-go so you have a steady flow of resources, because especially porcelain is very nice because trading is important. Well, trading is very important for the tracks alone already, I feel. And also just the idea of, you know, sending a ship back, because just the tower alone gave you like 10 points, which is pretty huge. It's a lot of points. And just for sending some ships back, you make sure you get some diplomacy going, and then you send your ship back before it goes down to get an extra boost. Yeah, That's nice. The cards that came out last time when I played, I lost some of the cards because other people were going for them. Luckily, with Nicolo, he doesn't go for them at all, so it's easier to plan. While with other players, might be like I remember last time I played, I tried to get collector and I wasn't able to because somebody else snatched it for right in front of me, and I was like, no. But yeah, I like the cards a lot. It kind of makes me want to cross the lines more often, even though I kind of cheated, which also probably added to my points now that that I had. Instead of choosing one of the two, I did both of them, which of course gave me a boost, even though one of them was merchants and I never ended up using it. So yeah, it's nice. It's a cool game. I had my deluxe pledge before I did the solo, and I will keep it because I think once the deluxe version arrives, it's going to look really nice. And sorry to say, these days so many games are a table hog. I like the fact that this board is smaller. I really do. With a lot of ships, it might get a little bit more crowded, but honestly, I don't even care. I like it that it's more compact this time. Yeah, I think that kind of settles it, to be honest. I already gave my feedback on the Kickstarter page and on BGG, and it hasn't changed except for the fact that it actually has increased because I like the solo mode a lot. Okay, that's it. Once again, of course, the rules might still be changed here and there. I'm sure I made some mistakes, but that happens with most YouTube channels, honestly. If you put on the subtitles and you'll see where it went wrong. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. My name is Joachim and always will be. This is So Many Games All the Time. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.